I be claiming I'm the realest, ain't seen my nephew yet. Like I can't hit up Molly phone like what my nephew at. I put
Story two, but you don't bring that shit on me back another hip hop daddy, man. No cow, we got an NBA YoungBoy versus P Yungin, the lady beef, man. No cow, y'all know a lot going on with them two people right there. But I'm not even gonna say YoungBoy is really lip dumping P Yungin type shit, and you know, let's go escalate to YoungBoy getting into it type shit. So yeah. I really say it's that type shit, but you know, it's a lot going on with them. P Youngin saying he left NBA and basically saying he won't be for YB now, man. No cap, finna get straight to it. See if they talking about, man. No cap. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow me, my description, man. No cap, let's get straight to it.
Just a few years ago, but
Man, YB keep getting into it with all his motherfucking people.
Now he's sending all kinds of crazy shots and might be kicked out of 4K trade. Today we're breaking down the whole situation. Let's get right into it. P Yungin came up in Plaquemine, Louisiana, which is only about 15 minutes from YoungBoy's hometown of Baton Rouge. It's not as wild as Baton Rouge, but it's still more dangerous than most other neighborhoods in America. And P Yungin didn't wait long before he got active too. His dad got locked up for 10 years when P was just 2 years old, and he didn't have anyone around to keep him out of the trenches. P says he started hustling and robbing at 13, but he was always rapping too. Back in the day, he didn't know it was going to be his career, but P has been writing rhymes since he was 7 years old. Getting money in the streets was his top priority though, and it took a massive tragedy for him to switch it up. On May 13, 2020, P's cousin Trent Jones was shot and killed. Trent was wearing an ankle monitor when he died because he was fighting an attempted murder charge from 2019. And rumors say his death was get back for whoever he tried to take out. Nobody was ever arrested for killing him though, so there's no proof to back the story up. His murder had a huge impact on P. It was a big loss, but it also inspired him to really go hard with the music. P even dedicated a track to him called Think It with Trent and rapped. I remember conversations with Lil Trent. Remember days up on the block, rewind the time, it ain't gon' stop. You was souping me and telling Ben I was selling rocks. We at war about your name, my nigga, it'll never stop. He had already been rapping for a long time, but after Trent died, P Yungin took rap way more seriously. 2020's the year he took one of his biggest losses, but a few months later, P scored his biggest win. NBA YoungBoy signed him to his label, and they racked up millions of streams when they linked up in the studio for the track I'm On. P hopped off the porch early and never went to school much. He was still only 16.
That's tough. The dude took a major loss type shit, you feel me? And you thinking like, damn, only you want this shit ain't motivating no more type shit. But you look up a few months later, you signed to the biggest artist in hip hop. Feel me? Like in rap, you know, in the industry type shit, you signed to him like 3 months later. That's crazy.
When he signed with YoungBoy, and YoungBoy offered him $100K and a new Corvette to go back to school. It was clear that YoungBoy wanted P to win and was putting all of his support behind him. And P ended up going back to school for at least a little while. It's not clear if he ever finished, but YoungBoy pushing him like that shows how much.
Somebody gave me $100K and a Corvette to go back to school, boy. You feel me? I'm in that bitch early morning, 7 a.m., 6 a.m., goddamn. I'm first motherfucker in that bitch. I'm in that bitch before the principal, goddamn it. No cow. Fuck you, that type of money in a car like that, goddamn it. They don't play with me like that, Joe. Hold on.
For at least a little while. It's not clear if he ever
finished,
but YoungBoy pushing him like that shows how much he believed in him. When they first linked up, P Yungin was putting on heavy for the 4K trade camp too. A couple of years ago, Fredo Bang said that they wasn't really living how they rapped, so P clapped back and said he would put a Draco in Bang's face. Back in 2021, it seemed like P was trying to completely change his life though. A video of him getting baptized in church went viral and hit over 7 million views on YouTube, but it didn't take long before he was back on social media dissing dead ops. Jada Yungin and YoungBoy were cool for a while and even linked up in the studio, but something went down behind the scenes that sparked a wild beef between them. Jay was allegedly hooking up with one of YoungBoy's baby mamas, and they started sending diss tracks back and forth. Then last July, Jay was caught by 5 shooters outside of his house and tragically killed, and that's when P hopped in the situation. Jay's homie 23KB was mourning his death on social media, then P jumped in the comments and said, "Should've been with that man." Jay wasn't the only dude that P clowned for getting shot though. A rapper named Calvary Kylan luckily survived getting hit up, and he laughed the situation off and posted the hashtag "Who Shot Me." So P responded by posting lyrics from Biggie's famous track "Who Shot You." Then Kylan clapped back and said P has never put in any work on the streets, but it's not clear if P had anything to do with him getting shot or not. It wasn't just ops that P was beefing with though. He was tight with another rapper named Back Baby Key, but last year they had a major falling out after Key allegedly took some money from P.
Damn.
P Yungin aired him
Got
out
a lot
on social
going
media
on,
and
boy.
posted a photo of Key hanging out with Fredo Bang back in the day. He captioned it by telling Key to go back to your daddy, and it looked like the situation was heating up. But just one day later, Key was tragically shot and killed. Key had gotten into an argument with a
What the fuck? Nah, that shit crazy, bro. This shit wild, bro. Like, man, Joe, this shit wild, chat.
P Yungin aired him out on social media and posted a photo of Key hanging out with Fredo Bang back in the day. He captioned it by telling Key to go back to your daddy, and it looked like the situation was heating up. But just one day later, Key was tragically shot and killed. Key had gotten into an argument with a dude named GL3 Yungin, and unfortunately it escalated until GL3 upped his strap and shot Key multiple times.
Damn.
Key was rushed to the hospital, but it was too late to save him, and he was pronounced dead later that night. What made things even more tragic is that P Yungin wasn't even that pressed about the situation between them. After Key died, P hopped on IG and said that he loved him and that they could have sorted everything out if they just talked. P and YoungBoy have both taken some major losses from the streets, and last year, YoungBoy started telling everyone to stop the violence. He told Billboard that he felt responsible to stop promoting violence in his music and said, "How many people have put this shit in their ears and actually went and hurt someone? How many kids felt like they needed to tote a gun and walked out the house and toted it the wrong way?" A lot of people thought YoungBoy was making the right move, but P made it clear that he wasn't down with all the peace talk. YoungBoy even squashed his beef with Fredo Bang, but P hopped on IG Live and said he was going to increase the violence instead of stopping it. Then P Yungin took it a step further and posted King Von tracks on his IG. Von and YoungBoy had been beefing before he died,
I thought that
even
shit
though
was
Von denied
fake.
there was still an issue. He allegedly attacked Quando Rondo in Atlanta, and that's when Quando's homie Lil Tim allegedly upped his strap and killed Von. After Von died, YoungBoy and Quando started taking shots at him and sparked a beef with Lil Durk. The war between Durk and YoungBoy has been one of the biggest beefs in the rap game, and fans were shocked when P Yungin was caught listening to Durk on live. Then a text conversation leaked when someone told P he was listening to Durk, and P said he didn't even know that it was him. Lil Durk ain't just one of the biggest rappers in the world, he's also
Man, this shit get crazy, boy. I ain't no motherfucking way this nigga said. I ain't know that was him. How the fuck you ain't know that was Lil Durk, cuz? Man, how the fuck you ain't know that was Durk? Come on, bro. Like, bro, that's the dumbest shit you could ever see in your life, man. I ain't know
in
that
the
was
rap
him.
game, and
Like,
fans
bro.
were shocked when P Yungin was caught listening to Durk on live. Then a text conversation leaked when someone told P he was listening to Durk, and P said he didn't even know that it was him. Lil Durk ain't just one of the biggest rappers in the world, he's also YoungBoy's biggest op right now. So a lot of people thought P was capping about not knowing who he was listening to. A couple months later, rumors started flying that NBA YoungBoy dropped P Yungin from the label. His brother called cap on the story, but the drama was just getting started. P used to be homies with a dude named Jonah B. It's not clear it caused a split, but they started beefing, and Jonah told him that YoungBoy was gonna take his chain away and give it to Lil Dump instead. P clapped back and said nobody was taking anything from him. Then he told Jonah he'd shoot him if he wanted to smoke.
Damn.
Everybody knew that the situation between
That
YoungBoy and
nigga-
P wasn't
boy,
looking
that
good.
nigga
But
crazy.
a few weeks ago, P made it sound like he was still rocking with YoungBoy and 4K Trey. He hopped on IG and allegedly sent a subliminal shot at Lil Dump. But then he said, "Y'all probably be praying for me to go fuck with the ops, but I'll never put my flag down like most of these cap-ass rappers." But even if he didn't have an issue with YoungBoy, P still wasn't rocking with Lil Dump. Dump allegedly blocked him on IG, so P went live and aired him out over the situation. What's crazy about this whole thing is that YoungBoy hasn't said anything about P or what he's doing. P Yungin and Lil Dump were both on his label, so fans were surprised that YoungBoy didn't jump in and squash it. But even though he's not talking about it in public, something obviously went down behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
no cap though. It
A
had
couple
to.
of weeks after P started going after Dump, P hopped on IG to let everyone know he's not repping 4K Trey anymore. Nobody knows what made him switch up what he said about never putting the flag down, but rumors say YoungBoy dropped him over the Lil Dump beat. P wasn't gonna just walk away from the situation without any drama though, and now it looks like it could turn deadly if they don't squash it soon. After P told everyone he was off 4K Trey, Lil Dump posted a snippet of a new track on social media. He didn't name drop P in the lyrics, but he had bars about people dissing him on IG Live, and fans immediately connected it to P Yungin. That's when P Yungin allegedly clapped back at Dump and said that anyone who disses him is gonna die. YoungBoy still hasn't said anything about the situation, but if P and Lil Dump keep it up, it's probably only a matter of time before someone gets hurt for real. Signing with YoungBoy was a huge win for P Yungin, but instead of rocking with the crew and blowing up, it seems like he threw it all away over some petty beef.
That's some childish shit. Like, how he basically explaining all this shit? Shit really just childish, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. There's no point. There's literally no point. You just got, like, you shouldn't do what you did type shit, and YoungBoy should just stepped up as a bigger. Well, you probably don't. He probably did stuff as a bigger person, like behind closed doors type shit. Like you probably don't want all that shit to be known on the internet and shit like that. But you can't control like a young motherfucker like that. They just want to get on the internet every time some shit happens. You can't keep shit private type shit. You feel me? And I'm not keeping shit private. He letting that shit go. He getting the fans mixed up in that shit. Now the fans, you know, he got all these people making these videos and shit like that. You know, and he's making shit like, oh, they got beef now. So once they saying that and shit like that, you instantly on live dissing him and shit like that for no reason. You feel me? That's because a nigga say you go get your chain took by one nigga. You ain't just hit a nigga up. You ain't YB up on shit like, you feel what's going on, and you know, like shit like that, bro. Like, he's still young, man. Okay, you really can't say he's still young, bro. Like, it is what it is, man. But this just some little petty shit. If they get into some real beef and try to kill each other over some shit like this, bro. That shit dumb as hell, gang. Like, that shit could be stopped, like, God, man. But hey, WB, man, on comment, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how y'all feel about the video in the comments, man. On cap, let me know how y'all feel about this YB and P Yungin. I really want to call it YB beef. Like I said, we didn't want no problem with YB. It's not even no problem with the YB shit. It's just him versus Lil Dump. That's the main thing about it. It should just been him versus Lil Dump, man. Because it's really like no YB. YB beef type shit. YB just probably don't want to talk about it on the internet type shit for that and get everybody involved. I know if he get on social media and talk about that shit gonna be 10 times worse because the person, because who he is. That's how I look at it. It's gonna get 10 times worse. And his fans gonna get crazy. Like his fans gonna react more, like, you know, shit like that, man. But hey, catch y'all boys in this video, man. We going, man. Love.
Still don't need to send that boy a prayer, Molly blicking on couch. JD, you with me right or wrong? If you see him, know him now. I be claiming I'm the realest, ain't seen my nephew yet. Like